Hi, welcome to the Kettle and Core Demo Kitchen. Today, I'm really excited to share with you some great Shlach Manos ideas. This is our collection of mason jar Shlach Manos, and we have here some homemade granola with berries and yogurt, some yummy, spicy pickled vegetables with breadsticks, and some marinated olives with gourmet crackers. Why did I choose mason jars? First of all, you can take anything, stick it in a mason jar, and all of a sudden it's artisanal and gourmet. Also, these are all food items. Everybody is sick of getting junk. Well, not the kids, but the adults are. I think I once counted 86 Laffy Taffies in my kit Shlach Manos. So this is something that people are really going to appreciate getting. It's also super easy to put together and transport, and you can make it ahead of time. So even though Purim falls out on Sunday, you're not busy with it on Motzei Shabbos, you can prepare it on the week before and have it ready. For the pickled vegetables, we're going to use a combination of colorful and crunchy vegetables. I have here some raw cauliflower, colorful peppers, carrot sticks, radishes, French beans, purple onion, and for a little bit of kick, jalapeño. You're basically going to put them all into the mixing bowl so you can give it a nice mix. And you can really choose which vegetables you like. So you can add corn in the summer. That goes really, really well. It's just a great colorful mix here. And you'll see once I get it into the jar, you want to try to get in as much as possible and as many colors as possible. You can use the same brining liquid for pickled beets. The reason why I don't put beets together with my colorful vegetables is because they're just going to make everything purple. So if you want to do beets and turnips, that's also a great, yummy recipe. Here we go. Look how beautiful that looks. Now, for the brining liquid, you're going to add a cup of vinegar, 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar. You want to get that to settle. 2 tablespoons of black peppercorn, whole black peppercorn. 2 tablespoons of coriander seeds. And again, because I love a little bit of kick, some red pepper flakes. This recipe is really easy because everything's 2. We're gonna add some garlic cloves and some bay leaves. Just smash it all in there. I like dill, so I use dill. You can leave it out, but it gives it a nice little pop of green on top and a nice flavor. Now you want all the vegetables submerged in water and liquid, so we're just gonna top it off with some water until the top. And then seal the jar and give it a good shake. Look how beautiful that looks. I love this. You're just gonna pop this in the fridge for about 2 weeks. Give it a good shake every 2-3 days so all the veggies get fully brined. And this is really just such a simple, easy, yummy, healthy Shlach Manos gift idea that you can send to someone and they can just open it up, put it on their table and enjoy it at their Purim Suda. For the marinated olives, which is the simplest, easiest recipe and is just gonna look so gourmet in the mason jar, you're gonna take some pitted olives. I'm using green olives today because that's what I prefer, but you can use black if that's what you like. I like the color of the green also, and you wanna think about the presentation of the Shlach Manos, you want it to have some really nice color to it. You can probably combine them also, green and black if you'd like. So we're just gonna fill the jar up with the olives and add some fresh parsley. Nice coarse chop. The parsley is gonna give it a beautiful color and a great taste. Throw that in. A few whole cloves of garlic. And because I like the flavor to really sink in and I love garlic, I pop in a few of these cubes. Now, these are really simple and easy and gonna make this Shlach Manos prep super fast. But if you prefer your own fresh garlic, go ahead and crush it. And again, for some color and some kick, we're gonna throw in some red pepper flakes, as much as you want, as little as you want. and we're gonna top it off with some good quality olive oil. I'm using the smaller mason jar here just because it is olive oil. It's not water and vinegar, so it's a little more expensive. And really the olives don't need a bigger size. You wanna get in there and just mix them up. The frozen garlic might take a few minutes to defrost, so you might wanna fill it up, give it a mix it again a little later. You don't need to fill the jar up like the marinated vegetables. You can just go till about here. And just give it a nice good mix. This is gonna be yummy. You're just gonna close this up nice and tight, give it a good shake, and stick it in the fridge for 24 hours. After 24 hours, it's nice and marinated, you can use it, but it'll last up to a good 2-3 weeks in the fridge, so it's just a great thing to have in the fridge. If you send this for Shlach Manos, it's such a great artisanal gourmet gift. It's gonna look fantastic. For the last recipe, this is my favorite one. We have homemade granola. Now, I love, love, love this recipe. It is so yummy, it's delicious, and what's so great about it is that you can completely customize it. If you have a kid that's allergic to one type of nuts, you can just leave it out. There's absolutely no reason to buy store-bought granola anymore. Once you have this recipe, you'll be making this all the time. It's so simple, easy, and it really tastes delicious. We're gonna start off with old-fashioned oats. I like to make a big batch, and especially if you're making it for Shlach Manos, you want a lot, so we're gonna put 4 cups of the old-fashioned oats. A lot of people use quick oats. I don't suggest quick oats for granola because you want it to be very crunchy and have a lot of texture, and the quick oats are a lot smaller. You're going to add 1/2 cup of honey. That's really all the sweetener that you're gonna need for this huge amount of granola, so it's really healthy. And 1/2 cup of coconut oil. A lot of people get turned off by coconut oil. I was too. But this is a very low tasting coconut oil. It's by Spectrum. And you really don't taste it in this recipe. My kids really don't like coconut oil, and you're not gonna taste it in this recipe. So don't be scared about the coconut oil. It's just a lot healthier, and I like the texture of the coconut oil. It's great in this recipe. Now you're gonna have fun. You're gonna use any combination of nuts and seeds that you like. So this is just a suggestion of what you can put in. I use sliced almonds. You can use slivered. I use some sunflower seeds, some chopped cashews, and some pepitas. All of these nuts and seeds are raw because they're gonna bake in the oven, and unsalted. If you want a little bit of salt, you can put in some salted peanuts, or you can add some sea salt afterwards. Then we're going to throw in some chocolate chips because everything is better with chocolate. I really like this one because it's 72% cocoa, so it has much less sugar. It also is not in a chip shape, it's in a chunk shape, so it's a little classier, a little dressier. It's not the typical chocolate chip shape. And I have about 1/2 bag here. Now we need to mix this up. I'm gonna put on gloves for this just because it's really sticky, and you wanna mix it really, really well. You wanna get all the flavor. Once you have given the mixture a really, really good mix, you're gonna put it onto your baking sheet. Now, if you noticed, I did not put in any dried fruit because we're not dried fruit friends, but you can chop up some dried apples, apricots, pineapples, and throw that in also. I personally love raisins in my granola. It gives it a really great chewy texture, but my kids don't. So I have a little trick here. If I would put the raisins in the granola, nobody would eat it, but I didn't want to miss out on that. So I pour the raisins on the bottom, on one side of the baking sheet. Then I'm gonna lay the granola out on the baking sheet. You're gonna have a nice thick layer. You can totally customize this. You can add maple syrup. You can add peanut butter. You can add cocoa powder. Whatever you think will go good, any good combination you can throw together. You can throw some cranberries in there. Then I add some more raisins to the side where I have the raisins underneath, so I know which side it's on. And that's it. Look how easy that was. You're gonna bake this in an oven that's preheated for 300 for 30 minutes. Now, you don't want to keep it in longer than 30 minutes or the dried fruit will burn. But if you wanted to have a really great crunchy texture, I shut the oven off and I keep the granola inside. So I usually make this at night and I just leave it in my oven overnight. And in the morning I wake up and I have yummy fresh granola that has a really nice crunch to it. If you're not doing it at night and you're doing it during the day, you don't need to leave it in overnight. You can leave it in 2-3 hours. It'll still get that nice crunch. Or you can just take it out of the oven once 30 minutes is over and you'll just have a chewier granola. So we're gonna go ahead and stick it in our oven. I set the oven on 300. For 30 minutes. So my granola has been in the oven for a couple of hours and it's ready to come out now. Here we go. It's really yummy and crunchy now. If you look at the texture, it's got a great crunch to it. I'm using the 16-ounce jar for the Shlach Manos. When I store this at home, I use the 32 ounces. And this will hold in my pantry for 2-3 weeks. My kids take this to school. You can pair this with a yummy plain Greek yogurt. I don't even use the flavored yogurts because the granola itself has so much flavor and texture to it that you don't need to have any of the added sugar. For Shlach Manos, I would prepare this with a Greek yogurt and maybe even some yummy fresh berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. Whoever you give this to will be so thankful. They're just gonna pop it right open and eat this instead of all the other junk that they'll be getting. Thanks so much for joining us here today. As you can see here, we have the ready-made Shlach Manos, which were super simple to put together with some glue dots and some raffia ribbon. We have all the sizes here at Kettle & Cord, 32 ounce, 16 ounce, 8 ounce, and 4 ounce. All you need to do is pick up the phone and say, I need 40 pieces. We will title it and deliver it to your door. You really cannot get easier than that. We would love to hear your ideas on what you're gonna do with the mason jars, so please tag us, like us, and follow us, and upload your pictures and share it with us. Thanks so much for joining us and have a great Purim.